Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims 4 update video. So a good portion of the information from this video comes from Alexis from Sims VIP, so a big shout out to her. I'll have a link to her website and her Twitter in the video description below, since the information came from both those places. Okay, so I'm going to address the biggest thing first, and that is how the towns will work. So I know I've been waiting a long time to know this, and a lot of you have been waiting to know this. Loading screens return. Yes, it's just how I was actually predicting it the other day, that we could possibly have like zones or districts, and that's pretty much what's happening. So you do travel from one location to another, and if it's too far away from where you currently are, you will have to go through a loading screen. And from what Sims VIP said, we waited about 30 seconds for the loading screen between each jump, but the load time does depend on your machine, so hopefully if you have a faster computer it'll be like half of that, because I feel 30 seconds is a little bit too long. That's probably just enough to kind of kill the immersion for me. I can definitely understand why they went this route though, because the more Sims that are processing at once, the more likely there are to be bugs and routing failures and stuff like that. Plus, obviously, the game could run on more PCs too if it's not showing the entire neighborhood at once. So I definitely understand, and I think I can work with it, because you can see with this screenshot right here, it's still a fairly sizable area that's on screen at once. So I don't think it'll be too bad. I don't think it'll be like every other lot you go to will be a 30-second loading screen. That would be awful. And also you can see the lots are shown all at a pretty nice level of detail. It won't be like The Sims 3 where it's like the lot you're on looks great and then a few others look great and then the rest of them look like they're out of like a PlayStation 1 game. One other little detail is that loading screens will have strings of words on the bottom, which I guess means there'll be like funny things you can read at the bottom, like when the neighborhoods are loading in The Sims 3. Something like, oh, I don't know, you can pump some iron to get rid of that rage, or something along those lines. There was also something said about rabbit holes in The Sims 4. Simguru Graham said that there are no rabbit holes the way we know them. So yeah, that's extremely vague. So we're just gonna have to wait a bit longer to know exactly what he means by that. So with that out of the way, there was something really awesome revealed, which is that maturity wear is no longer its own category. Each and every Create a Sim item is now enabled for maturity wear, which is pretty fantastic. I'm glad they're finally able to do this in The Sims. Another thing that was confirmed was how highlights will work with hairstyles in Create a Sim. So it was confirmed by the team that the ability to add highlights is only possible with certain hairstyles. So you won't be able to customize every hairstyle, but they do claim to be working on adding a good amount of these special hairstyles that can be highlighted for the base game. And additionally, you can change the colors of the highlights, but only the colors available in the panel near the top of the screen. So it does look like a good variety. It's not as good as having Create a Style return, but it still looks like a decent amount of options. So in Sims VIP's interview with Simguru Graham, he also confirmed that autosaving will be a feature. It's pretty nice that they added that in, but hopefully that's optional, because if save glitches like error code 12 return, then that could actually screw us over really badly. I don't think anyone was expecting this, but Simguru Rachel confirmed that suicide is not in the game in an interview with build.de, because she said The Sims should be fun and not tip into the darker side of life, which makes sense for me. It wouldn't really be in the spirit of The Sims to have things like suicide. Although it's not really anything that new, I also wanted to bring up the interview that Simguru Graham did with ZoomIn.tv, where at one point he actually talked about how like the romantic and friendships are actually separate meters, so it's possible to have awkward relationships like in pretty much every romantic comedy ever, where it's like, ooh, I hate her so much, but I somehow love her at the same time and want to be with her, but she opposes me at every turn, but I love her, and so on and so forth. One big thing I forgot to mention in yesterday's video actually is that Sim Guru Sarah did confirm that babies in fact do have legs. Even though we haven't seen what they look like, she did confirm that they have legs. Thank goodness. So one thing that actually just came up as I was about to wrap up this video is that Sims VIP did ask about cars, garages, and pools, but the gurus refused to comment on it, so not a good sign they're going to be in the base game, which is very, very disappointing. Because, yeah, for all the awesome stuff that a game includes, there's always something that's going to fall short, and The Sims 4 is probably going to be no different, so yeah, that's probably going to be it. Alright, and that wraps up this Sims 4 update video. Big thanks again to Alexis from Sims VIP for covering most of this info, and yeah, I don't know how much more info will come out of this show now that the main hype of E3 is over, but I'll try to keep you updated. So be sure to let me know in the comment section below what you liked and didn't like about the news that's come out of E3 so far. And overall, just have a great day, guys.